No mai, harimai. Welcome to Porirua Park for round 8 of the Ninja A-League, and two teams looking to bounce back from defeat. Bev Priestman's Wellington Phoenix are smarting after two strong away performances ended in a narrow 1-0 defeat. But 'tis the season to be hopeful. The Phoenix return to Wellington, where they beat Melbourne Victory for the first time in their history last time out. Standing in their way are five-time champions Sydney FC, who arrive off the back of a 2-0 defeat to Canberra United. Ante Juric and his side will be keen to rediscover the early season form that saw them unbeaten across their opening 5 matches. I'm Nathan Aline, joined in commentary by former football fern Rosie White. Rosie, kia ora. This one has all the makings of a really entertaining contest.
Yeah, it absolutely does. I think both teams will be chasing 3 points this afternoon, the Phoenix and Sydney, off the back of tough losses, and hopefully we'll see them taking some risk going forward, taking opportunities to maybe open up the game a little bit.
Who are the key players for you today, Rosie?
I think we might see a bit of a battle of the nines. We've got Mackenzie, Hawkesby and Samba for the Wellington Phoenix. Looks really promising, but hasn't been able to score yet, and Hawkesby involved in almost all of Sydney's attacking threats, so excited to see both of those players chase some goals.
Talking about goals, where is this game going to be won and lost for you?
I think the obvious answer is that it's going to be won and lost in the box, but I think there's going to be a really tough battle in the middle of the field. Sydney has a lot of quality in their rotations, and the Phoenix have this sort of unique box setup, so theoretically have an extra number. So I think it'll be a tough battle in the middle of the field.
It certainly will be. It should be a really entertaining game. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Let's have a look at the ladder. So Sydney, who are on 9 points from 6 games in 5th place after their strong start to the season. As for the Phoenix, well, they sit on 5 points from 5 games in 9th, though they do have games in hand on a number of teams around them, including Sydney. Both have only conceded 4 goals, meaning we'll be watching 2 of the 3 best defences in the league so far this season today. As far as the team news goes, well, Sydney make 5 changes from their 2-0 loss last week to Canberra. Income Madison, Ison, Hannah Lowry, Jodie Ukeko, Riley Tanner, Ruby Sullivan. There's no place for captain Nat Tobin, who's announced she is pregnant with her first child this week. As for the Phoenix, well, Bev Priestman makes 2 changes from the 1-0 loss to Perth Glory. Emma Main and 17-year-old Pia Vlok come into the team. Lucia Leon and Laura Wall drop to the bench. Sabrita Samba Bandari leads the line, still looking for her first Phoenix goal. So the two teams getting ready for this one, and it's a good afternoon for football in Wellington. Good afternoon to be playing football.
It is a good afternoon, and I think, yeah, to mention, Samba's kind of got that pressure on her back to score. Obviously coming in as a key marquee player, but kind of the longer you go without scoring in that scenario, the more pressure you get, and so hopefully we can see the floodgates open for the Phoenix and see them scoring some goals this afternoon.
2 captains at the coin toss. CJ Bott there for the Phoenix and Sarah Hunter for Sydney FC. The referees and her assistants all getting ready for this one. Should be a great afternoon's football. There's Samba looking focused. She's come really close in a couple of games, hasn't she? I think the place is going to erupt when she does get that first goal.
I think definitely. She's got this incredible following, has unlocked an entire fan base for the entire league, I think. So it's been a really exciting introduction to the league, and definitely there'll be a lot of fans rooting for her and hoping to see some goals from her today.
Yeah, you see the fans travelling around, and wherever she goes, there are people really supporting her. There's some of the yellow fever this afternoon in Wellington, and it's a little bit, you know, the Phoenix are 5 games into their season, Sydney 6. You know, you can start taking a look at the ladder and it being kind of accurate, right?
Yeah, I think both teams have kind of had some ups and downs this season. A lot of draws as well. So I think this is going to be an interesting game, just a real battle to try and get 3 points and try and secure their spots on the ladder and climb it up a little bit.
Yeah, they're very much as you can see, the players are gathering around the centre circle. Let's head down pitch side to observe a moment's silence in memory of the victims of last Sunday's terror attack at Bondi Beach.
All those mourn the devastating attack and the resulting loss of citizens' lives at Bondi Beach on Sunday. As a mark of respect, we now ask if you are able to please rise for a moment of silence as we offer our heartfelt sympathies to the victims, their loved ones, and the communities impacted. Thank you.
Immaculately observed moment's silence there. Both sets of players wearing black armbands in respect for the victims of the attack. And both teams carried out a B in memory of 10-year-old Matilda, the youngest victim of the attack. There's Bev Priestman, who said in her press conference that she wanted to be eating her Christmas dinner with 3 points in the bag after this game, recognising that being more clinical in the final third is what's going to make that happen. There's the referee for this afternoon, Sarah Jones. She'll be assisted by Alice Clipsham and Courtney Bremner. Anna Marie Kiley is the fourth official. Here's Sydney coach Ante Urich, who won the November Ninja A-League Women's Coach of the Month award for their unbeaten start. He'll be looking for a response from his team following that first defeat of the season. And we are just about ready to get underway in this first half. It's the Phoenix who get us underway in their home kit of black and yellow, attacking from left to right in this first half. Historically, this fixture has favoured Sydney FC, 6 wins from 8, but the Phoenix know anything is possible at home, winning 2-0 here in the last season's meeting between these two teams, which is almost a year ago to the day, December 21st, 2024. It'll be interesting to see how this one pans out in the early stages. There's Hannah Lowry finds Tanner, dispossessed though, and Phoenix will clear down this right-hand side. Emma Main looking to make something and driving into the penalty area. Main is crowded out a little bit there by a combination of Sydney players. Madison Ison got it away, and that long ball is going to test the Phoenix backline early on. And they've just had to put it out of play for a throw-in.
Emma Main just trying to make an early impact there, obviously brought into the starting lineup this week, and she'll be super keen to have an impact, and I'm sure try and shake things up in the attacking third for the Phoenix and try and create lots of opportunities and see if they can get themselves on the scoreboard.
There's the big switch over to the left-hand side for Sydney. It's gone loose though, and maybe there's something here for the Phoenix. Well intercepted and dealt with though. Ruby Sullivan combining, and here's Samba, edge of the penalty area. Anticipation all around the ground when she's on the ball. Didn't quite make that combination work. And again, a long clearance from Sydney puts the Phoenix back in possession in these early moments. The early kind of knockings of the game, Rosie, often when you find out how the two teams are planning on setting up. Here's Brooke Nunn, ball into the penalty area, and a chance off the post, but the rebound is in. And it's the opening goal after less than minutes. I think it might be Pia Vlock who's touched it home. Whatever and whoever it is, it's the dream start for the Phoenix. Wellington Phoenix 1, Sydney 0.
That is the ultimate way for the Phoenix to come out onto the field. Kind of putting that early pressure on, a few balls in behind. It looks like it was Manai Elliott that got the final touch. But beautiful job just to get into the box. So much composure. Vlock had that chance, bounced off the post, and Manai Elliott was there to just clean it up. Easiest goal she'll score in a while.
Got that right. Look at that, just following up. Really important to be on the spot and touch it home, and look at the delight on the faces of the Phoenix players. Hadn't scored in 2 games. Took them 3 minutes to do it here at Porirua Park.
We heard both Bev Priestman and Mackenzie Barry talking about the team practicing their finishing and training, and maybe that is paying off. Looks to be right now, and those floodgates may just be opening.
Well, she did say it, didn't she, in her pre-match press conference? She was talking about how the Phoenix had deserved more than they'd got in the last 2 games, and someone was going to be on the end of some a goal-scoring route. I don't want to use the word route, but, you know, that was the implication. And then she was asked about it if it would happen today, and she was very coy and said no. But goodness me, what a start.
The perfect start for Wellington Phoenix, and now Sydney are going to have to put the pressure on and come back from that. Obviously, so early into the game, you kind of have to wipe the clean slate from Sydney perspective and just keep pushing and stick to your game plan and keep pushing forward.
I was going to say, so, I mean, when you score so early on in a game, how does that change your approach for both teams?
I don't think it really should change your approach. I think when you score like that so early in the game, you kind of just have to stick to the game plan, try and keep a level head. You've still got so much time left in the game to either defend or to attack. So for Sydney, they'll just be trying to keep their composure, and same for Wellington.
Sydney looking for a response. So that's good defending over on that far side. And Bott, the skipper for the Phoenix, just tidies up, but they've given it away. And Sydney can come forward once again. Ruby Sullivan down that left-hand side, once again in possession. They'll need to just calm down here, Sydney, and regain composure, but here's Samba, and she's got support from Main with her. Samba finds Main, tried the return ball, lays it off. This is really good play by the Phoenix. Oh, goodness me! Off the crossbar from Vlock. Wow! And was that a handball? It's a shout from all the fans, not many of the players, though. The referee says play on. Wow, this is breathtaking stuff. Vlock so unlucky.
Yeah, fantastic transition play from the Wellington Phoenix, just able to keep the ball moving forward. And just having composure in that final third block, getting the chance, and unfortunately hitting the post for the 2nd time today. But incredible effort going forward, and love to see that composure from the Wellington Phoenix.
Here it is again.
Cheeky little flick pass from Main.
Strikes that well, doesn't she? Goodness me.
A really exciting talent for New Zealand in general, but especially for this Wellington Phoenix side, is the 17-year-old, 6 foot tall Vlock.
Walker's throw into the penalty area. Trouble for Sydney again. They've hooked it clear. Walker will pick it up once again for the Phoenix. And here's Vlock using her strength really well there, retaining possession. Bott tenacious as ever. And quite the battle in the midfield. She's come away from 3 challenges there, Bott, and retain the ball. Now there's an opportunity potentially here for Sydney. Hawksby lays the ball across the goal. It's dropped on the edge of the penalty area though, and that'll be straight into the arms of Victoria Essen in the Phoenix goal.
That can be the danger when you're playing with 3 players at the back, is just getting caught with a 2v3 situation on transition like Sydney just did. They play very aggressive, as you can see, trying to win the ball back high up the field so that they can make quick transitions and go to goal quickly.
We've only had 7 minutes of this game. It's been really entertaining stuff, and plenty more to come. Here's Bott hitting one long. Samba winning the throw-in for the Phoenix, and you can hear the roars of the home fans there appreciating that. But what a start. Mania Elliott after 2 minutes. Oh, almost a mistake at the back there from Mackenzie Barry, almost caught in possession. But she weathered that storm, and here's Vlok, who's been at the heart of everything the Phoenix have done well so far this afternoon.
Wellington Phoenix backline is going to have to just be careful there. Sydney's on the front foot, ready to press, so they're going to need to move the ball quickly along the back line, not to get caught out under that pressure.
They're a very experienced team, Sydney. They know what they're doing. They know how to eke out wins. There's a reason they went unbeaten for 5 games at the start of this season. They're a good quality outfit. They have a really experienced coach in Ante Juric, and you're absolutely right. The Phoenix will have to be on their guard. Wilson will take this goal kick. Early stats for just under 10 minutes. 55% possession for the Phoenix. As the football fern, Victoria Essen takes the goal kick. In terms of possession, though, in terms of dominating the game, this is exactly what Bev Priestman will have wanted to see. Tenacious, committed challenges from the Phoenix and breaking away with pace, as they try to do there. Essen bowls that one out. Brooke Nunn.
That could be key for the Wellington Phoenix, is trying to just cut out that front line.
It's causing a problem at the back for Eisen. The referee's blown the whistle, and so it will be a Sydney ball. Eisen, the Philippines international, former Canberra player, made her debut against Melbourne City in round 1 this season. She is again, gets it back to Robertson. And they can break down this left-hand side now. Sydney. Might fall here for Garlich. Tries to just play it down the line into the gaps, and Barry had to come across to put it out of play.
Good cover there from Mackenzie Barry. She's kind of been the steward of the back three for the Wellington Phoenix. Just a really solid presence in there. Good cover on that.
Now the battle inside the penalty area. Sydney looking to press here and create something. Bott there, was she fouled? Yes, she was. Gets the free kick for the Phoenix and relieves the pressure that Sydney were starting to put them under. Captain CJ Bott in the heart of this box midfield.
Not a typical position for CJ Bott historically, but it's been pretty incredible to see her development over the years, and her ability to now play as a central player. Not something you would have maybe predicted, but she's got such a defensive mindset, and it's been so crucial as part of this midfield.
Yeah, and it's not to go unnoticed as well that they've only let 4 goals in all season. The Phoenix, they've been solid at the back. As Jale pushes that one wide, and there's a attempt on goal. Once again, it's going to drop inside the penalty area. This time it's Nunn who gets the cross to the back post. Oh, there it is! Samba gets her first goal in Wellington Phoenix colours, and doesn't she love that? Samba rises at the back post, the net is bulging, and Phoenix are 2-0 up here.
Brooke Nunn's just done so well there to just beat the defender and put a perfect ball in, just floated to the back post. And Samba, she gets it. The goal that she has been waiting for and all of the fans have been waiting for. An incredible start to this game for the Wellington Phoenix.
Incredible's the word. 2 goals in 10 minutes for the Phoenix, and they are in control of this one. Goodness me, they've had chances in their last 2 games. They've managed somehow not to score, and here they are at Porirua Park, and it's all clicking. 2-0. It was a typical goal poacher's goal as well, wasn't it? She was at the back post, she knew where she wanted to be, and, well, Tiana Robertson had no chance with that header.
No, Brooke Nunn did all the hard work and put a perfect ball in, and the striker's job is to be in the right place at the right time, and that's exactly what she did.
Well, let's hope the rest of this game continues in this vein, as it's been really entertaining. And here's Brooke Nunn again, playing the ball down the line, looking for Main. It's been cleared away.
Sydney's just going to have to find some solutions for these balls that are getting played in behind them right now. The Phoenix are currently playing balls in behind for fun, and it's become a real problem for Sydney early in this game.
Walker with the throw in then long into the penalty area. It's inadvertently towards the centre, and Elliott hit the shot, blocked away. Bott has it back. Walker once more. Block, twists away from danger. And now Bott again. Bott will drive forward, and Bott will try and chip one. And it's over the crossbar, but you can see the intent, can't you?
You can see the energy. They just want to get forward. They look composed. They look like they're taking their time, but they also just look like they are full of energy and clearly going for goal.
They're not in any mood to mess around, as Bev Priestman tries a little bit of ball control herself.
How's your touch? Needs to work on it.
So what's the difference here, Rosie? What's happening tactically for you that Sydney need to get to grips with?
I think Wellington is just totally on the front foot here. They look like they have energy all over the field. They're not letting Sydney have any moments on the ball. I think they're just going to need to find some composure just to try and keep the ball moving. The Phoenix is just doing a good job right now at retaining the ball at every opportunity.
Essen under a little bit of pressure there, does well to just knock it out to Walker. It's a really good turn, isn't it, to just then win the free kick. Brooke Nunn turning away from trouble, using her body well.
They can also be challenging when you've made 5 changes off the last game, and obviously, you know, if you lose a game, then it's an opportunity to make some changes and try and do something different. But it also can be challenging to just find a bit of cohesion, and clearly that hasn't clicked yet for Sydney, so they're going to have to find their way back into this game pretty quickly.
Long ball out to that far side, the left, and Elliott wins the throw-in for the Phoenix. They look very comfortable at the moment, Bev Priestman's team. They look hungry for goals. They look like they want more. Vlok, who's been at the heart of so much already this afternoon, goes again. This is great footwork from Vlok. Skips around another challenge, just overran it slightly. Sydney can come forward themselves now. It's a tight one, but this flag has stayed down, and the cross is straight into the arms of Victoria Essen.
Vlok just had an immediate impact in this game, just super composed on the ball, taking the pressure from behind and just finding opportunities to turn and get into space and drive into space.
Yeah, it's really positive play from Vlok every time she gets anywhere near the ball, and she's got real pace and power and good technique about her as well, as the Phoenix come forward once again. Elliott onto her right, crosses it deep to the back post, gathered by Robertson. And tries to get Sydney underway, but Bott read that one. Here she comes, CJ Bott. Brooke Nunn. Bott's continued her run and in space inside the penalty area. Low ball in. Oof. I think that was Emma Main, was it? Chesting the ball out for a goal kick.
I think that's something that the Phoenix are doing well right now, is just some rotation in their box midfield. You have CJ Bott being the one getting in behind the Sydney back four and putting a cross in. It's good rotation. It's really hard to track those runners that are coming from deep in the midfield. So finding some success there.
Won the ball back briefly. Phoenix. Bott plays it up to Main. Back to goal. Back to Bott. Looks for an option. Just retains possession for the Knicks. What have they got up their sleeve here? Ruby Sullivan misread that slightly. It's gone out of play for a Phoenix ball. And once again, the Knicks are right where they want to be, deep inside Sydney territory.
Ellie, if it comes back to you, deliver.
So we've seen a few of these long throws from Ellie Walker in the first 18 minutes or so of this game, and here comes another one. It is long, up to the edge of that 6-yard box. Dealt with by Sydney, but they've got it back here, the Knicks, and it's Bott once more in space. Drives forward, Samba tries to clip it over for the return pass. But here's Brooke Nunn retrieving on the right wing. Nunn twisting and turning, good skill. Nunn a back cross! Oh, off the post! Goodness me, how did that not go in? Wow! Samba again, that was on a plate. Goodness me.
Brooke Nunn again is just creating incredible opportunities here. Tanner just can't keep up with the twists and turns, and that is a beautiful ball into the box. You just put it in with pace, and you just hope that somebody can get on the end of it. And Samba almost did.
Well, she looks like she's hurt here, Samba. She was very brave diving in, putting her head where boots are, and looks like she got caught, and there'll be a bit of a break here for a water break. But goodness me, what's Bev Priestman going to be saying down there now to her team?
I think she's going to be saying, keep it up. Beautiful start, but I think also, you know, don't get ahead of yourselves here. 2-0 is, as they say, the most dangerous score in football. So they've got to keep a level head at this point, and I think just keep pushing and keep doing exactly what they have been doing so far.
Yeah, there's that chance again for Samba. You see, she did get a whack on the head, and happily looks to be okay. Can't ever take any chances with head knocks, can you?
No, you've got to be so careful, and I think as we know, the protocols for making sure that players are safe is the first priority.
But wow, that could really have been a third goal. That could almost have been game over, couldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we're still so early in this game, and I think the Phoenix have shown so much promise already. Sydney's going to have to really find a new gear to get themselves back into the game, and they're going to have to somehow find a way to slow down this Wellington Phoenix attack,
which at the moment is looking like it can score every time they go forward. I mean, a lot of credit, in fairness. They talked and have talked about how they couldn't get a goal in the last two games, but they had a number of chances, and they'll be talking about how they have been working on finishing all week, and you can see that it's paying dividends today.
Yeah, absolutely. They have this really strong foundation of defence that has been working really well for them. They have been creating opportunities going forward, but for some reason they just haven't been able to find that final puzzle piece. But so far, they've found it today.
Certainly on track, and Sydney need to find a way to get back into this game. They look a little bit shell-shocked at the moment. The Phoenix roared out of the blocks and took the lead after 2 minutes. Followed it up after 12 when Samba scored her first goal for the club. And now, as the game settles into its 23rd minute, it's going to be fascinating to see how Sydney respond. They've still got plenty of time to get back into this one. And they've certainly got the talent on the field to do so, as that one is played high into the penalty area. Essen watched it all the way, though. Really good hands from the Phoenix goalkeeper, and bowls the ball out as well. And Brooke Nunn will bring it forward. Looking now down that right-hand channel for Samba once again. Samba puts the low ball in. It's going to drop here to Bott on her left foot. And she clipped it kind of, didn't she? But just wide.
That's looking like a bit of a problem there for Sydney as well. The ball's just bouncing on the top of the box, and there's nobody there defending it or trying to clear it, and the ball's just bouncing out and basically letting CJ Bott have a free chance on goal. So they're going to have to tidy that up, and I think just a little bit more urgency defensively is required.
Sullivan down the line, hooked up into the air, and the Phoenix have possession, and Vlock couldn't make anything of it. They'll have a chance now with Lowry, trying to find a bit of space on that right-hand side. And then the long ball forward will find no one but Victoria Essen reading that one. And they can build again here, Phoenix. It's a nice turn. Just winning a few yards worth. The ball's gone, the decision's gone against the Phoenix, though, that time, and it'll be a free kick, I think, to Sydney.
Sydney putting plenty of pressure on the Wellington Phoenix high up the field, and I think at the moment it's actually creating more space in behind them that the Phoenix have managed to exploit. If they can, you know, bypass that first initial line of pressure and find the space in behind, it's already been causing Sydney problems here. So they've either got to go out and press with a lot more intent, or maybe just try and adjust that slightly to reduce the amount of space that the Phoenix are finding in the middle.
Lowry takes the free kick, and Essen again, really good hands from the 34-year-old former Rangers goalkeeper, plucking that one out of the sky and taking the pressure off her defence in doing so. Here's the clearance from Essen then. Flicked on by Main towards Samba. Samba's going to get the second ball, as she know. Vlock was in there, and Vlock has won it back for the Knicks. Now Bott. And they've done well to find some space. Have Wellington Phoenix, although they've given it away. But look at the desire to just win the ball back, and then they'll come again. Vlock once again in space, and she's going to hit one again. This time over the crossbar. Just hit the woodwork twice. Pia Vlock.
That one might have been slightly more hopeful, but I think the intent is right. She's created chances for herself and the players around her, and I think keep going for it.
Well, this has been a really positive performance from the Phoenix, and Sydney now looking to find a way back into it. They won't do it like that, though. Essen's going to have to come out of a penalty area to just clear that one away. Jarley does well, pushing it wide. Van der Meer. And again. And now Samba. That right leg still strapped. But she looks like she's moving pretty freely, doesn't she? Certainly didn't stop her from scoring her first goal for the club. Has none. Tries to roll it in. Vlock's there again. She's been everywhere this afternoon. Bott also heavily involved so far. Samba gave that one away. Walker tried to win it back, but they've got the ball here, Sydney, on this near side, the left. Tanner plays it down the line. But Hawksby is out-muscled there by Mackenzie Barry. And away come Wellington Phoenix with, who else? Pia Vlock. Didn't come off for her that time, though. And there could be a counter on, only for a moment, though. They've cleared it away and out for a throw-in.
every time the ball's gone into Hawkesby in that 9 position, Mackenzie Barry has been right there in her back, not giving her any time or space to breathe, and done a really fantastic job just winning the ball and putting a lot of pressure on her. And Sydney have been having a hard time just keeping the ball higher up the field.
None. Looking for Samba. She tries to win it back, but... And again, look at that. Samba felt she was fouled there. And the referee, Sarah Jones, agrees with her. But she just didn't give it up. There was 2 or 3 attempts there to get the ball off her, but she was having none of it. Look, she's just not giving up, not giving up. Eventually she's fouled. But they've got the ball here. Sydney over on that far side. Hawkesby wins the throw. Does she? No, she doesn't. It's gone the way of the Phoenix. Mackenzie Hawkesby, who's played midfield quite a lot in her career, but is playing up front for Sydney this season. Got 1 goal so far in the league. Vastly experienced player as Samba. Now the ball breaks to her. Samba's through on goal. Is this 3? Goalkeeper makes the save.
That's the kind of opportunity that you'd hope that Samba would be able to finish. You know, she's one-on-one with the goalkeeper there. I think it's almost too much time to think, which seems to be a bit of a theme and an issue. But, you know, she'll be hoping that the quality is better there. It's just overthinking it, too much time. You got to just put it in the corner, low and hard.
She could have had a hat-trick this afternoon already. Samba hit the post and then had that one-on-one as well as her goal. This is quite the attacking performance from the Phoenix. They look so dangerous every time they go forward. And now I think there's an injury, but here's that chance.
Yeah, again, probably took 1 too many touches. She could have, you know, tucked that away to the left or the right of the goalkeeper. She's so central in the middle of the box. It was kind of like your ideal one-on-one situation. But again, when you have that much time, you know you're going to get a chance. It's actually really hard to mentally just get over that hump and just to be present and be in the moment and just slot it into the corner and stay composed.
Is that Kirsty Fenton, who looks like she's in a bit of discomfort for Sydney. So there's a pause once again as she receives some treatment. Quite see how she picked up the knock though, did you?
I did not, but I'm sure Sydney will be thankful for a moment to catch their breath and regroup.
In your experience, when you've played in games like this, where one team has been so dominant going forward, how do you arrest that tide? How do you stop and change the narrative and the way the game's going?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about momentum, and for Sydney, they need to just kill Wellington Phoenix's momentum right now and find a foothold in the game, and they haven't been able to keep the ball for more than 3 or 4 passes. So I think for them, they've just got to get a foothold on the ball, try and slow down the momentum of the Wellington Phoenix attack, because at the moment they're just on the front foot trying to win everything, being super aggressive. So they've got to match that and find some composure and try and get the ball a little bit higher up the field and keep it higher up the field.
Well, looks like Fenton's going off the field to get some treatment, so they'll be momentarily down to 10. Sydney. Play is back underway. And the Phoenix are in possession. Walker playing on the right of the back 3 for Wellington Phoenix. Gives that one away, but it was well won back by Emma Main. Essence going to have to deal with this one, which she does. And then the ball will drop out of play.
Sydney certainly not lacking quality, especially in the middle of the pack. They've notoriously got a really strong midfield and are able to often find really good rotations that can make it really hard to defend, but they just haven't been able to get the ball into the middle of the pack at all so far in this game.
Well, we haven't had a goal for a while. It feels a bit strange, doesn't it? Because we've had so many chances. 2 of them have gone in. Phoenix have hit the woodwork 3 times, and they've had a very presentable couple of other chances as well. Samba, the player who probably should have a hat-trick by now. As it is, it's a throw-in into the penalty area. Again, one of those long ones. It's dealt with well by the Sydney rearguard.
And that's kind of exactly the story of Sydney so far, I think. Just kind of playing hopeful balls forward and not giving their forward players opportunities to get control over it. It's just kind of sending it forward in hopes that they'll create something rather than just being a bit more intentional, finding feet.
On that far side, battling away and winning a free kick as well in a promising position for Sydney. She didn't give it up there. It's better than a corner, this, isn't it? On that right-hand touchline. Hannah Lowry going across to take it. And they've loaded the penalty area, Sydney. 6 Sydney players inside the box, 1 on the edge. And it's going to be an in-swinger from the looks of things. So they've got some defending to do here. Wellington Phoenix. Here it comes. Jarley clears it away, but it's going to drop to Hawksby on the edge of the box, who hits one toward goal. It's blocked away, and maybe the counter-attack is on here for the Phoenix. They've got players racing over left and right. Samba keeps it in. Runs out of options, though. They've managed to keep hold of possession. Bott. Jarley, back to Bott. Walker's on the overlap here. It's good possession play, this, by the Phoenix. They've worked it to the wing. Vlock. Oh, through the legs, and here she goes into the penalty area. And then the attempted volley from Brooke Nunn there wasn't executed how she would have hoped, but they've still got the ball, the Phoenix. Samba away from 3 players who were in attendance there. And now Nunn. What she got in her locker. She couldn't get past the first player, though, but she has won a corner kick.
That is something that Wellington Phoenix have been exploiting so far. We've had, I think, 3 crosses in from that right side, 2 from Nunn, 1 from Vlock. So I think Sullivan is going to need to just stay on her feet and really focus on her 1v1 defending in that right side, because I think that'll be something that the Phoenix will keep coming back to, as they've had some joy from it so far.
Anaya Elliott to take the corner kick, then the scorer of the opening goal. Here it comes. To that near post, and it's got to be in, has it? Yes, it is. And they've got a 3rd goal in 35 minutes. The Phoenix are running away with it. Wellington Phoenix 3, Sydney 0, and is it Jarley that scored the goal? See on the replay, I mean, someone had to put it in, and yet it's Grace Jarley who gets her 1st goal of the season.
We did talk about the floodgates being opened, and they certainly are, as of 36 minutes into this game. Sydney will be disappointed with the way that they defended that. They're all just kind of standing around passively. You've got to be the first to the ball in the box, and it's just bouncing around. And that they had a similar goal scored on them last week with Canberra off a set play. It's just bouncing around in the box, and inevitably someone's going to get on the end of it.
Well, who would have thought this at the start of play today? 36 minutes on the clock. The Phoenix are 3-0 up. And they're well worth it as well. Can they get back into this game? Sydney. Tanner's trying to make something happen down that left-hand side. Here's Hunter. Crosses into the penalty area. Essendon thought about coming and went back. They've dealt with it, though, the Phoenix, and maybe there's a counter-attack on here. Bott. Samba, now Main. Samba's continued her run. Phoenix. Pass just went just behind Brooke Nunn. But they'll retain possession here, the Phoenix, and that's what they want to do. Hold on to the ball, make it difficult for Sydney, make them run after the ball, wear them out.
Everything does seem to just be clicking for the Wellington Phoenix at the moment. They've got such good rotation in the front four players, and just an ability to keep the ball even when it's not on. They can bring it back out.
Here's Tanner inside the penalty area for Sydney, though. Tries to get the ball across, but it's well marshalled, and they'll clear away. And here's Vlock, and she's got acres of space to run into. And she's got runners left and right. Samba making one towards the edge of the penalty area, but her pass was a little bit too much that time.
A little bit too straight. Easy one for the goalkeeper to pick up.
Garlich is challenged, but she wins the throw-in. Tori Tumeth will go across to take it. Garlich, who Croatian international, 4 caps. Scored in the 2-0 win against Perth. A really experienced midfielder. And they need all that experience now, Sydney, if they're going to get back into it, and they may do here. It's Riley Tanner. Tanner, oh, she won't be happy with that, and I think the offside flag's up anyway.
It kind of is summarising a little bit of Sydney's attack at the moment. It feels a little bit half-hearted and just doesn't have the intent that you're seeing from the Wellington Phoenix, who just right now really appear to be wanting it more. They're on the front foot, they're winning every second ball, and they're taking their chances.
Well, in the game against Perth Glory, the Phoenix had so many opportunities to score, and somehow they didn't. And then, of course, they got caught by the sucker punch, the Olympico goal direct from the corner. But you could see then there was real purpose in their play. They just couldn't get the ball into the back of the net. Here, almost everything they've gone for has kind of gone in, right? And you just feel that something, as you say, has really clicked for them today. None. Vlock. Just some turns, and was she brought down? Referee didn't think so.
That's something she's doing incredibly well, Vlock, is just feeling the pressure from behind and just waiting for the right time to get turned and go forward. It's so positive to see from her, and it's creating and opening up lots of opportunities.
Monte Juric and the referee Sarah Jones just having a word. A couple of players there. As the throw-in has gone the way of the Phoenix. A long one from Ellie Walker. Dropped into the midfield. Bott does really well to win it. Really strong. And now here's Jale, scorer of the 3rd goal. Samba just tries to shield the ball away from Kirsty Fenton and wins the throw-in. And you know what's going to happen here, because Ellie Walker has gone across to take it. And here she comes, actually, Ellie Walker. So it looks like another long one. Of course, as I say that, it doesn't happen. Jale turns away from trouble. Now she's got some space to deliver towards Samba. That's nice football, you know. And really desperate defending by Sydney. But they can't get the ball clear. It just keeps coming back at them.
The Phoenix just looking so composed in the final third. They're not afraid to play some ticky-tacky football, to play some balls around the corner. Just feels like they know where each other are going to be, and they're taking chances.
Jale, powerful header forward. But it's read by Kirsty Fenton. He finds Tori Tumeth. That one's down the line. And Vandermeer will just try and let that one roll out of play for the throw-in. .42 minutes on the clock. 3-0 to the Phoenix. And it could have been more. Samba, who scored her first goal of the season, her first for the club. And either side of that, Manaya Elliott opened the scoring and Grace Jale got the third. Samba with an acrobatic flick on. And it's dropped here in space for Sydney. It's Hawksby. Maybe they've got something to say here at the end of the first half. Lowry. Now Sullivan. And now Riley Tanner inside the penalty area again. Tries to fizz one across. And it's going to be out of play for a corner kick.
It's definitely looking more promising from Sydney. There's a little bit more composure and patience going forward, just keeping the ball moving, trying to create opportunities and get in behind Wellington Phoenix, which they managed to get a corner from.
Here comes the corner kick then from Hunter. It's high and hanging, and that will go out of play for a goal kick. Nissan wasn't getting caught out by that one.
No, that's unfortunate for Sydney. You know, you put a lot of effort into getting the ball into that attacking third, you win a corner, and it's not the way you want it to go, unfortunately.
Everything is going the way Bev Priestman would have dreamt that it could have gone. This first half has been almost unbelievable in so many ways for the Phoenix, leading by 3-0 against Sydney, who have real pedigree. But once again, at home, the Phoenix are looking really strong. Jale. Now Bott. Just get the danger clear. And try and make something down that right-hand side. In the end, Walker has to put it out of play, though. Sydney trying to feel their way back into this game. Try and make something before half-time, potentially. Tanner, who's looked lively down the left-hand flank. That time ran into trouble. And they can just clear it away here. But possession still with Sydney. Sullivan. Throw in. Looking down that left-hand side. So 5 minutes of additional time at the end of this first half to be added on. So there's still time for more action in either of the penalty areas. No doubt Priestman will want to go in without having conceded any chances or any goals. As the Sydney team will want to get something, will want to notch one before half-time for sure. Put themselves back into the contest. Elliott, look at that, real speed, real pace. And then just tries to pick Samba out. She's forced wide, but she'll still get the ball. Pings that cross into the 6-yard box. Wasn't a bad cross, actually, but there was no one there to tuck it home.
No, that first touch from Nia Elliott is exactly what you want to be seeing. It's just, it creates so much energy when you take that first touch forward with pace and purpose. It just opens things up and creates danger and forces Sydney to make a decision again. And I think that's what we've been seeing from Vlock, from CJ Bott, from the midfield all the way through to the front three. It's just so much intention going forward.
Another header won by Jale, and another opportunity for Pia Vlock here. Puts that low ball into the penalty area once again. There were runners through. Here's Bott in space once again. It's out wide once more for Vlock. The Phoenix fancy another one here, and they've got a corner kick. They scored from their last corner. What have they got from this one?
Again, there's that good combination there between Vlock and Nunn down that right-hand side. It's really causing Sullivan a lot of issues.
It'll be interesting to see how they deal with this one. Sydney, second corner for the Phoenix. You'd assume potentially the same kind of delivery. Look, that near post is really crowded inside the 6-yard box. Here it comes, and up go the heads! Just about away. And maybe the counter-attack's on here for Sydney. It's Mackenzie Hawkesby who's beaten to it, though, by Emma Main. And then Main gives it away, and the referee thinks she was fouled, so it's a free kick to the Phoenix.
You can just see the difference in the transition work on this, that you have automatically 6 Wellington Phoenix players behind them.
That's right off the line, isn't it? That was going in. It was Ruby Sullivan who hacked it clear. That could have been 4.
They are certainly creating the chances for Wellington Phoenix.
Here comes the free kick then. To go out to that left-hand side, but it was well telegraphed. Here's Jale. Samba. Jale again. And Samba in support, decides to play it through, looking for Main. Cross comes in, Samba's inside the penalty area, and Robertson was at full stretch there. No one could just get on the end of it.
That's a really, really dangerous cross in between the back line and the goalkeeper, just hard and low. It just creates so much chaos. The goalkeeper doesn't know whether to come out, the defense don't know whether to clear it, and it's just a really hard one to defend.
So we'll clear away. And Sydney battling away, but they've got the ball back to Essen. And Phoenix, Essen had that on her left foot, which is her weaker side, but she managed to clear it away before anyone could close her down. So with that cross again.
Yeah, first time you catch the goalkeeper off her line like that, someone's on the end of it. It's going to go on the back of the net.
Here's Barry. First touch was took her a little bit wide, and so she's had to knock it out of play for a throw-in. Got about 30 seconds of the 5 added on minutes. Is there another twist at the end of this first half? None. Samba ahead of her. Samba's first touch takes her away from danger. Bot. So one last chance in this first half. Or will the Phoenix just hold on to the ball and allow the referee to blow the half-time whistle? Wow, what a first half. Wellington Phoenix in full control of this one. They raced out of the blocks, with Elliott scoring after 2 minutes. A first goal for Samba after 12, and then Grace Jale putting a third into the back of the net. It could have been more. Phoenix in complete control at half-time. It's Wellington Phoenix 3, Sydney 0.
Phoenix fans, a quick reminder of our match day code of behaviour. All spectators must Welcome to the Ninja Selection, the easy, convenient way to make frozen drinks at home. No ice means no watered down drinks. No blending means smooth, perfect texture every time. Just pour, slush, and enjoy. Find contact program for any drink you want and enjoy the perfect results. Transform almost anything into Ninja Selection. For 25, 26, I super you daily and engineered women's season are finally here. Don't miss out on fun, passion, and unforgettable family-friendly Hazel's Wednesday experience. Tickets are available now. Our leads, your leads, Hazel's. All you have to do is sit and see how soon you get your SUV. Go, guys. Get ready to cheer. Just like one of your ladies, zero rotating two. Your first home, invest in your property, refinance it for your mortgage, prepare at the experience and expert advice will be for you. Prepare on your side, every single one.
Welcome back to Porirua Park, and what a first half that was. Wellington Phoenix 3-0 up against Sydney, and what has been a really devastating performance, and incredibly great going forward, haven't they? They've taken their chances, they've been really powerful, they've been really determined, and Rosie, they'll be delighted, won't they?
Yeah, an absolute dream start for the Phoenix. You know, they've been struggling to score goals, and here they are.
It was an early start, wasn't it? Just under 3 minutes into that first half. And the shot from Vlok here hits the post.
Yeah.
Following it up.
And I think Brooke Nunn is starting this for me. She's been so good on that right-hand side. She just tucks herself in. Yeah, and here she is again, just creating the opportunity, just finding that little bit of space to put a beautiful ball into the box. And Summer's got an easy job there to just bang it home.
It was a phenomenal cross, wasn't it? And then this is the third for Grace Jarley. Bit of a scrappy one, but she won't care. It falls for a couple yards out, bang.
She certainly won't care, and I think, you know, Sydney's not defending that well. They have the opportunity to clear it. They're letting it bounce in the box, and the Phoenix are in a space where they're just going to capitalise on those opportunities.
Well, the score isn't the only impressive stat for the Phoenix. Look at this, 14 shots at goal to Sydney's 2, 5 shots on target to Sydney's 1, 3.19 expected goals for the Phoenix, and not just that, Rosie, but the passes, they've really dominated.
They definitely have, and I think not only the passes, but you see those final third entries, they've just been so, I've said composed about 100 times, but they have been so composed going forward. They've felt so comfortable in the final third, just keeping the ball up high up the field.
Well, they've been not just the goals, but they had plenty of chances as well, and they could have had more than 3 goals as the game progressed. Samba especially could have had a couple, but look at this, off the post from Vlok, from range. Is this the cross that Samba hits the post from? Look at that. Phenomenal play.
Yeah, again, it's Brooke Nunn getting in behind their left back, and this one for me should have been a goal, really. And it's again just that time and space is sometimes not your best friend.
This one off the line from the corner could have been a force from there as well. They've had plenty and plenty of opportunities. They've played so well, the Phoenix. Bev Priestman will no doubt be absolutely delighted. The opposite must be said of Ante Juric.
Yeah, Sydney have kind of found themselves in a bit of a dire situation here, being three goals down at halftime is a really tough scoreline to come back from, but they're going to have to find a way to crawl themselves back into the game, and for the Phoenix, they're going to have to try and keep up this incredible start that they've found.
Well, they've been absolutely dominating in all the stats, in every metric, and is there more to come? Can't wait for the second half at Porirua Park. Halftime 3 to the Phoenix. Is there more to come? Stick with us. Second half is next. Welcome back, and you can see the two teams just starting to make their way back onto the field. Bev Priestman there, no doubt absolutely delighted with her team's performance. It's an interesting half-time team talk for her, Rosie, because what do? Do you go for the jugular now that you've got 3 goals, or do you just sit back on it and keep the 3-0 win and 3 points?
Yeah, you've got to imagine that they've got a little bit of a pep in their step. I don't think at this point you can fully take your foot off the gas. I don't think you want to give Sydney a chance to really get back into the game. But at some point, you've got to be smart and think we've just got to retain the win. But that's probably not going to happen right off the bat.
They were out of the blocks incredibly quickly in that first half. But you can see when that first goal went in, it all kind of clicked for the Phoenix. As you can see, a substitution for Sydney, a couple of them actually, at the start of this second period.
Looks like Hawkesby there is carrying a bit of a knock, and that's a big loss for Sydney to lose their number 9. But maybe an opportunity for them to find some fresh legs, some fresh energy coming into the second half.
Kaylee Talon Heineke is on, and I'll confirm with you the other substitute in a moment or two. There's the referee Sarah Jones, ready to get things underway in the second half. Samba looking to add to her tally now that she's off the mark, no question. Kenzie Hawkesby is the player out. The Talon Heineke is on. And Madeline Caspers is on as well. And we're underway in the second half. Can Sydney turn this around, or is it going to be more of the same for the Phoenix? Galich, who's come off. Or Caspers. What have they got at the start of this second period? Down the right-hand side into the penalty area. Immediately, Talon Heineke was looking dangerous. An early opportunity from a corner kick for Sydney. Here it comes. Oh, it's gone straight into the side netting.
That is Sydney's second corner of the game that has gone straight into the side netting, or not on the field at all. So it's just simple stuff like that that you just have to get right in a moment like this, where you've got to try and find your way back into the game, and making mistakes like that is not what you need in this moment.
Right, there's a Sydney player gone down there, and a free kick to Sydney. Let's have a look here. Oof, yeah, that's
not much ball on that one.
That's a very diplomatic way of putting it.
Attack the ball, second ball.
But it does provide an opportunity for Sydney very early on in this second period to deliver a ball and to put Victoria Essen under pressure. Here it comes. Bounces inside the 6-yard box, and goodness me, over the crossbar. And it's going to be another set piece, this time a corner kick for Sydney. Here it comes, Essen unsure, the header over the crossbar. But just a few shoots there for Sydney. Look at that ball, it's a really good cross actually, isn't it? And it's just headed over.
Yeah, an opportunity at the back post, and I'm sure that's probably an area Sydney has looked to exploit, having the Wellington Phoenix be conceding offset plays in their last 2 games. Maybe the only way in for them at this point.
Phoenix are on the ball though, and looking for a fourth on that far side. They've won the ball out of play, but none there. But it is still inside the Sydney half of the field. The midfield battle there leads to the ball over the top, and Barry has to put the ball out of play for the throw-in. Sydney in these opening stages of the second period looking a little bit more composed, a little bit more determined. Here's Jodie Ukeko. Her cross is not bad. And there's going to be a bit of a scramble for it on this near side. Sydney still in possession. They've done well to retain it, and they can build again. Fenton switches it to the left-hand side. Will bounce to Meth.
It is looking slightly more promising for Sydney, though. They've just managed to keep their foot on the ball for a little bit longer of a spell, try and get a little bit of control in the game, try and find a momentum switch for themselves.
Jale, and then played down the line, and Samba's after this one, but Ison read that one all the way. And it's back out with Ruby Sullivan. Caspers, the substitute. And now Lowry runs into trouble and concedes the throw. And she was under pressure there straight away, wasn't she, Hannah Lowry?
Yeah, the midfield doing a really good job of just kind of letting them have the ball across their back line. And as the ball comes into the middle of the pitch, you got CJ Bott and Block on it, putting pressure on, not letting them get past that midfield line.
Well, here comes the throw-in. There's a lot of movement there from the Phoenix. It's a long one, though. It's ricocheted, and Samba flashes the cross in. Goodness me, Robertson got her hands to it, but there was no one to just tuck it in, and she was rather fortuitous that there wasn't, because that could have been fought.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a tactical decision or if it was just a in-the-moment thing, but there doesn't seem to be quite as many numbers in the Wellington Phoenix box. Maybe they're just being slightly more patient, just kind of letting the play unfold a little bit more in the start of the second half, but I definitely want to keep their foot on the pedal a little bit.
Bott to Vlock, but was intercepted well by Maddie Caspers there. Sullivan's going to have to deal with this one. Bott closed her down. They're not letting them have any time on the ball. The Phoenix are still pressuring, aren't they?
Yeah, CJ Bott is just the engine of this team. She'll run all day long. See her pressuring from in front of the back line to behind Sydney's back line.
Here comes Sydney with Caspers as a substitute, pushing it wide to that left-hand side. The offside flag goes up, though. And a little bit of frustration, I think, by Riley Tanner over there, that the flag went up. It's fair to say she didn't agree with that decision. But the Phoenix have the ball, they have the possession, they have 3 goals. And they're in a commanding position here, Wellington Phoenix. That ball over the top, looking for Elliott to Samba, had to stretch for it, and was challenged well by Ison. So it will be a corner kick, though, to the Phoenix.
Sydney just a little bit concerned, I think, about their lack of pace in that back line, so they tend to drop off the ball pretty early, which is just at the moment creating so much space for the Phoenix to get on the ball in front of their back line, and they've been really attacking that space with purpose.
Well, it's another set piece for the Phoenix, which has been causing Sydney problems all afternoon. Let's see what they've got from this one. It's high to the back post, and it's in, and it is a fourth for the Phoenix, and it's all going right here for Bev Priestman's team. Phoenix 4, Sydney 0, and I think it might be Grace Jale again. Let's see.
It's just lofted into that back post position. It's a really great ball, especially when you've got Grace Jale standing at 6 foot tall on the back post. She just out jumps and out physicals Sydney's defence there and pops another one in. 4-0.
Who'd have thought it? It's a second goal today. It's a second goal of the season. Grace Jale making the most of her height advantage there, and a really good cross from the set piece to put it on a plate for her. 4-0.
Yeah, and you see a close-up there of Robertson just looking probably pretty disappointed. She has done such an incredible job in goal for Sydney all season. She's come up so big, and today she just really hasn't even been given the opportunity to make any saves. It's been so clinical from the Phoenix.
Looks like Elliott caught one in the face there. So, oh, a little smile. Looks like she's okay.
That's a painful one right up the nose.
Yeah. They'd only conceded 4 goals all season so far, Sydney. They've doubled that now to 8, thanks to this performance from the Phoenix. And now we're going to get 2 substitutions. And why not? Lucia Leon and Laura Wall. Thea Vlock is off for Leon. And Elliott's off as well. Thea Vlock can be really pleased with her afternoon's work. She didn't score, but she was absolutely immense all the way through.
So was Mania Elliott. I think just that front foot mentality was so clear from her. You know, she's got such an energy going forward, and she's just so willing to risk it. And she ended up getting that goal. And I think really good performances from both Mania Elliott and Thea Vlock.
Here's another throw-in. Goes into the Sydney penalty area. Will be dealt with, and out of play for another opportunity for Ellie Walker, who's proving pretty adept at these long balls. Wall, her first involvement is to clip the ball into that penalty area, but it's easy for Tiana Robertson. Again, the pressure from Samba. Samba wins it back, and now maybe fancies a shot, but puts her shirt over her face. Maybe she didn't connect with that one as she wanted to. She fancies her chances, doesn't she, today? Feels like everything they hit is going to go in.
Yeah, you can't fault a number 9 for wanting to have a chance on goal, but you also got to keep your composure there, and you have numbers forward and maybe the opportunity to just keep the ball moving, and that's what's been working for them, is just trying to work it in the box and create clear-cut opportunities.
Bot battles away in the midfield and keeps possession, so none can pick it up. And we'll race at the edge of the penalty area at Samba. Jale pushes it wide, so it was Leon that pushes it wide. Now Jale. First touch was a little heavy. And allows Sydney to come away with it. And there's an opportunity, is there here? Tanner forced a little wide, but she's got runners inside the penalty area. Lays it off to the edge of the box. And Caspers just couldn't bring it under control. It was a little bit ahead of her before she could get the shot away.
It was picked up really well on the midfield by Hunter and played out wide, and it honestly might have been Sydney's most promising attack, which is saying a lot considering how it ended up. But I think we need to see more of that from them going forward, and they just need to try and find something more clinical and get a challenge on Vic Esson in goal. She hasn't really been challenged yet.
Another couple of substitutions for Sydney. Kassa is on for Riley Tanner. And Brazendale's going to come on for the Phoenix as well. Daisy Brazendale come on, and Emma Main will make way. So a flurry of substitutions there. Ruby Sullivan has been replaced. Sydney working the ball well there in the midfield. Hunter, she's dispossessed. And Leon will come forward. She's got players ahead of her. Goes wide looking for Jale, who's on a hat-trick. Jale lays it through. Looking for Samba. Good defence in the end, just to put the ball out of play. Ball to take the throw in. Here it comes up towards Samba. Jale called for the foul. The referee was unmoved.
The Phoenix kind of haven't quite found the same intensity that they had in the first half with those 3 goals, and maybe that's, you know, part of the tactics of the second half, is just slowing the game down a little bit, conserving some energy and just trying to tighten things up defensively and not let Sydney have any opportunities.
There's a dead ball opportunity here for the Phoenix. And they've loaded that edge of the penalty area over there, as you can see. The goals have been a real problem, a real challenge for Sydney this afternoon. What have they got here? The Phoenix. Jale's cross is deep. And they've managed to clear it away. And again, but it drops to Bott, edge of the area. Bott just couldn't guide it where she wanted it to go. Almost lost possession again there, Sydney, but they've managed to work it to this near side, the right. Tumeth.
CJ Bott is all over the place. She's having the chance in the box. 2 seconds later, she's dropped back into midfield, and then she's the one putting pressure on the ball. It's awesome to see the energy that she's got in the middle of the field and driving the intensity for the whole team.
Bounce around inside the midfield area, and it'll be Kassa trying to get onto it for Sydney. It's all, you can hear the cheers from the Phoenix fans there. Every time they kept hold of the ball. It's an interesting scoreline, isn't it, with almost just under half an hour to go. I mean, if you're Sydney, what do you do?
Yeah, that's a good question, and I think the coach will be scratching his head thinking the same thing. They haven't looked like a championship side today, and you know, at this point I think you're trying to minimize the damage. You're not giving up. I think you still want to be committing numbers forward, you still want to be creating opportunities, but you got to try and avoid getting scored out again at the same time.
Meanwhile, the Phoenix will be hunting for a fifth. Talking about fifth, this is Kirsty Fenton. Number 5 comes forward. Drop out to Tumeth. They'll recycle the possession once again. Sydney. Casper's cross is not a bad one. Barry on the end of it. And here's Leon as well to just shield the ball away from any trouble and keep possession for the Phoenix. Bott as industrious as ever. Back to Mackenzie Barry.
At this point, the Wellington Phoenix will be very comfortable just keeping the ball moving. They don't need to keep pushing forward. But those kind of giveaways is not really what you want.
Because Sydney will come forward now, and the cross is low, and Essen is able to gather at her near post, and is pretty comfortable with it. Ball's a bit loose though, and there's an opportunity here for Sydney. The substitute, Maddie Caspers, won it back and then had a go.
Yeah, and I think that is the danger. Once you are 4-0 ahead, you start to get a little bit complacent, and I think we've seen that in the last 2 plays from out the back, is just giving away the ball too easily. Sydney's still going to be wanting to put the pressure on, and those opportunities to win the whole ball back high for them are gold.
That's the referee given here. It's a Sydney ball. Looks like it's a throw-in. So there's certainly more of the play inside the Phoenix half and near the edge of their penalty area in these last few moments. That one's out for a goal kick. Phoenix still have the majority of possession, 53% to 47. But as you say, Rosie, they've got to guard against complacency, keeping a clean sheet. And maybe even getting a couple of other goals would be ideal for Bev Priestman, no doubt. Brazendale switches it to that right-hand side. Nunn. Down the line. Looking for Leon. And Leon has forced the throw in there.
Nunn has just provided so much energy throughout this game, even, you know, just then with no avail. But I think just her ability to just take players on 1v1 and be fearless going forward has been super positive for the Phoenix today. Particularly, it's created a lot of opportunities, and it's kind of set the standard for everyone, I think, on the pitch. Every time she gets the ball, she looks threatening.
Samba out wide to Wall. Lays it down the line, looking for Brazendale. Wall gets it again. Predominantly right-footed, but plays on the left. Bott using her strength well. Did really well, actually, Bott there. And they've kept hold of the ball once again. The Phoenix, here's the clipped cross from Wall. And you never know when that ball was floating through the air if there was going to be an opportunity for Samba to get onto the just ahead of her, and they've worked it clear, Sydney. But no doubt the two coaches will have really contrasting emotions at this moment in time.
Yes, two very different locker rooms at halftime, I'm sure, as well.
Everything seems to have gone right for the Phoenix. Everything seems to have gone wrong for Sydney. As Vandermeer picks the ball up, pushes it wide to Wall. Again, a first-time ball from her off that flank. As Jodie Ukeko pushes it wide toward that left-hand side. Milikasa won't reach it, though.
Sydney certainly have looked better in the second half. I think they've just had a bit more composure on the ball. They've tried to move it more in between. They've strung more passes together, but I think they're just missing that final piece there. You know, it's resulting in the ball being kicked out of play or overplayed in behind, or just silly mistakes that I think they'll need to tidy up.
Here they come again. Samba inside the penalty area. Goalkeeper's come a long way, but Samba has slotted it in for her second of the game, and Phoenix is fifth. It's Wellington Phoenix 5. It's Sydney 0.
Samba gets her vengeance on that 1v1 opportunity from the first half, and she wasn't making a mistake this time.
Great ball clipped over the top, and their pace and determination just got it over the line, didn't it?
Not sure the goalkeeper needed to come out that far on that opportunity. She really leaves herself exposed there, but you have to make a decision in that moment, and for Samba, a really good finish on that.
Say that again. Samba, no doubt delighted. The fans are loving it. And the Phoenix are 5-star here. And Sydney looked shell-shocked.
What did we say about floodgates?
Quite right too, yeah. Was very much the tenor of Bev Priestman's press conference. She was adamant that at some point they were going to score a lot of goals against someone, and here indeed it has happened. This is the joint best result ever for the Phoenix. Final win over Canberra in 2023, the only time they've scored 5-0. Quite incredible, really. Are there more goals on the horizon? Essen came, a little bit of confusion in the penalty area there. Sydney still pressing. And there's space on that left-hand side, and it's going to be a corner kick. Here it comes. Getting on with it, Sydney. Essen is there. It's going to drop on the edge of the 6-yard box, and Bott has to just put it away. Another set piece for Sydney. So there's a little pushing and shoving going on inside that penalty area. The referee wants to just have a word. Samba's getting involved. Charlie's there as well. Ukeko to take the corner kick. Here it comes to that near post and headed away. A bit of miscontrol there, might give the ball back to the Phoenix, but Ukeko retrieved the situation and knocked it back into the Sydney half of the field. Fenton. It was possibly their best corner of the day. It was headed away at that near post. Actually also confirmed there could be transfer moves before the window closes. She said they're looking to sign a midfielder and a forward At least one of those is close. On this performance, do they even need it?
It certainly seems like things have been clicking for them today, and I know they've suffered from a flurry of injuries that have taken some of their key players out for the season, and they've made a really good effort at recovering from that, especially today. And I think even just their performances leading up to today, I think Bev was quoted saying that they were due to give somebody a hiding at some stage, and I think that, you know, that some stage may have arrived today. And unfortunately for Sydney, they just haven't shown their best selves today, and the Phoenix have done an incredible job in capitalising on that.
They've won a corner kick here. Samba, who's now on a hat-trick herself. Just over 1,000 fans inside Porirua Park, and they've witnessed quite the game, quite the spectacle from their team, who lead by 5-0 and are still hungry for more. They've been really dangerous from set pieces all afternoon, and that one has gone out of play for another corner. So a couple of the Phoenix players indicating that might have hit an arm of a Sydney player, but the referee was unmoved, so they'll have another go. Here it comes. A whole melee of bodies inside that penalty area, and it's going to be cleared away by Sydney. A bit of miscommunication there, and here come Sydney. A bit of defending though, and Brazendale can bring it clear. Jale, long ball. Samba's looking for this one. She's on a hat-trick, you know. Samba, still she goes. Just waiting for Leon, and plays the ball wide. Probably should have gone for goal.
She's not quite got a hat-trick yet, but she's looking for it. She's just about there. I think, you know, she had the opportunity to shoot there, and just a little bit of hesitancy. She's almost better when she has less time on the ball, I think. 1, 2, 3 touches. Just let it rip.
Yeah, she showed unusual hesitancy there, didn't she? But they look so dangerous, and her running off the ball there is causing Sydney all kinds of problems. Casa. And then Jale battling away to win the ball back for Phoenix, only momentarily though. Sydney will switch to the right-hand side. Tumeth down the line. Essen starts to come. She read that well. Victoria Essen. Bounce was tricky, and there are a couple of players in front of her. But she grasped the ball. And here come the Phoenix again. Jale. She's won herself a free kick. Zoe Benson for Brooknern. Really good performance from Nunn. Grace Bartlett on as well.
It's just a really good opportunity as well for the Phoenix to kind of clear the bench, to give some players some minutes, and to give some other players some rest at this point. You know, you get some of the young guns on the field and adjust some tactics, and really just try and reserve this 5-0 lead that they have somehow managed to secure.
Grace Bartlett on, and yeah, with around 13 minutes or so to go plus stoppage time. It's a commanding lead that the Phoenix have. They scored 3 in the first half and had 2 more in this second. And it's been a really impressive performance from Bev Priestman's charges. They've looked in control from minute 1. Brazendale. Now Wall, and here's CJ Bott, who Looks like she's moved into the left centre-back role of the three. Following Van der Meer's exit from the field.
Yeah, it's great having that flexibility, and CJ Bott defensively, you know, you can have her in the 6, you could have her in the wide centre-back situation, or you could probably have her as a wing-back as well. She's really grown into her role and able to lead from multiple different positions for this team.
Will be another goal. Can Sydney get a consolation, or can the Phoenix get a 6th?
Never say never.
I don't think anyone who rocked up today, or anyone watching at home, would have thought at this stage it would be 5-0 to the Phoenix. It's been a really, really impressive performance, as Leon looks to win that one.
Absolutely not. We came into this game kind of thinking that these were two of the more defensively sound teams in this league, and also had both been struggling a little bit to find goals. And so to be sitting here at 5-0 was probably not what we were predicting.
Not at all. But here we are, and is there room for more goals? Wall tries to put the cross in, out for a corner kick. Once again, just looking so dangerous every time they come forward, Wellington Phoenix. They are hungry for more goals. They're not done yet. And they have another set piece from which they've been so dangerous with all afternoon. Benson takes it short this time to Wall. Her low cross. Oh, it's an own goal, is it? It has gone in. And the Phoenix are 6 goals to the good. What about that for a Christmas present? Phoenix 6, Sydney 0.
That is a nice little Christmas present for the Wellington Phoenix. A freebie at the end. I think that kind of is summing up Sydney's day, unfortunately. The Phoenix have been relentless in their attack, and I mean that's really unlucky for Sydney, and it's an awkward one. She puts it in the box, she puts it at the far post, you know, she creates the opportunity, and sometimes you get lucky, and sometimes you get unlucky, which Wellington have also faced this season.
It looks like it was Tori Tumeth who was the unfortunate player. It came off right at the end. It was such a low trajectory, and it just scooped off her, didn't it, and into the far corner. Once again, a set piece proving to be the undoing of Sydney this afternoon, and it's quite remarkable the way this game has panned out. But you wouldn't rule against more goals the way it's shaped up, would you? Essens a long way outside of her goal there. Fans are loving it in the afternoon sunshine. Samba, who's on a hat-trick, of course. Ball is almost pushed wide. Bott will have to deal with this one. And they're using the ball really well, aren't they, the Phoenix? Every time they get it, their movement and their passing, and their combination work has been really good.
Yeah, I think from, you know, the very first moment of the game, the Phoenix came out with such intent. You know, and scoring 3 minutes into the game, it's kind of hard to know where things are going to fall from that point. But they've done such an amazing job, particularly in the first half, of just being so relentless with their pressure. They, you know, on and off the ball, they were just so intentional about winning the ball back quickly, being on the front foot, playing in behind, and just they created so many opportunities. And I think they've just slowly beaten the Sydney side down, and they just haven't been able to find a foothold at all.
There's a cross into the penalty area as Sydney do search for at least a consolation of some description. Keck, although, couldn't hold on to it, and she'll get another bite though for Sydney over on that far side, the left. Cross came Daisy Brazendale though to just shepherd it out, albeit Sydney still have the ball. afternoon of football this has been. Ukeko. Their cross isn't bad. That 6-yard box is lively, and Bott has to clear this one up into the air. Still not completely away. Leon does well, though. Does really well. Look at that strength and pace. Was she being fouled? Yes, she was. Did really well there. You see a Leon. And the Phoenix have a free kick. We've got 7 minutes to go plus stoppage time here.
The Phoenix will be in no hurry at all.
Brazendale gets it again. Samba couldn't control it. And Sydney will just about get this one clear. But across comes Jale to win it back. Look at that strength. Jale down the line to Samba. She's got options inside the penalty area. Here's one from Brazendale. Is this going to be 7, is it? How's that stayed out? I don't think anyone could believe that. That had another goal all over it. And somehow, it's not in.
Some last-ditch defending. Looked like maybe it was a hand, but we play on. And just that intent from Grace Jale to be in the 85th minute, 6 goals up, to go in and try and win the ball back in the midfield is just, it's just so good to see.
It's Grace Bartlett who couldn't believe that she hadn't scored. Credit to the defending in the end for Sydney for preventing it. I haven't seen anything like it. Here's Ukeko to turn away from trouble. Retains possession for Sydney. Here she is again. It's a driven cross, isn't it? Essen will watch that one bounce out, and that will be a goal kick to the Phoenix.
I think something that defines the Sydney team is having a lot of aggression out of possession, and I think the Phoenix just outmatched them with that aggression, and they didn't have that as their staple, and maybe that just didn't give them the grounding they needed from the very beginning. And the Phoenix just have kind of won all their 50-50 battles and just made it look so smooth today.
That's definitely a statement victory, isn't it, for the Phoenix, who next are away at Western Sydney Wanderers on the 30th of December, and then away against Brisbane Roar on January the 3rd. They are putting the league on notice with a performance like this. Sydney are next home against Brisbane Roar on the 28th of December, and then away against Melbourne City on January the 4th. But what a performance from the Phoenix. And they still look hungry, even at this late stage. They still look hungry, don't they, for more?
Yeah, we've been watching a very energized side for almost 90 minutes now. They've, I think, been smart this second half, but they haven't really taken their foot off the gas, and Sydney certainly haven't been able to find the momentum that they would be hoping for.
They have been inside the Phoenix half of the field a little bit more these past few moments, though. Hunter, there's Essen again. She's done really well with her handling today. Victoria Essen has taken the pressure off her defence on a number of occasions with balls like that.
Yeah, she's had a few awkward bouncing ones into the box, which sometimes can be really hard to deal with, and I think she's taken total command of those and left no question marks, which makes it easy for your defenders. And she hasn't really been challenged on, you know, shots on target, so I think she's taken those balls out of the air, those awkward bouncing ones, really well.
Sydney only registering 1 attempt on target so far all game. Phoenix, by comparison, have had 9 on target. Tells you a lot about how this game's progressed as well as the scoreline. Possession has been relatively close, though. 52% possession for the Phoenix, 48 for Sydney. Your final third entry is 68 for the Phoenix versus 45 for Sydney. Tells you where the action's been. And they will want to keep a clean sheet now. Wellington Phoenix for sure. 2 minutes to go. Really do a professional job now and keep Sydney at bay. Wall to take this free kick then. There's a little bit of confusion as to where it's going to go. Here it comes. Long up toward the halfway line. Back by Casa. Two number 7s there battling away, and Grace Jale emerges with the ball. She's had a really powerful performance this afternoon, Jale, as well as scoring 2 goals. She's been really influential in the centre of the midfield.
Yeah, she's playing this sort of deeper midfield role, but she's, as you've seen today, she's got an eye for goal. She can play those long balls in behind and has really good accurate passing, but still willing to get forward and have shots, score goals.
Leon, is there room for a 7th? Leon still goes, gets it back inadvertently. Good skill. Oh, has it gone over? No. Wait a second, it has. It has gone over. It is a 7th. Can you believe it? The referee has given the goal, and Wellington Phoenix have a 7th. Do not adjust your set, folks. Phoenix 7, Sydney 0.
I mean, this is also just really poor 1v1 defending. It's just a sign of exhaustion, and I think probably just, again, from the goalie, she's just dropped it there. Lack of concentration, probably feeling a little bit defeated at this point, and that is a painful one, I think, to concede for Sydney.
Who do you give the goal to, Leon or an own goal?
Oh, we'll give it to Leon to save it.
Fair enough. Robertson certainly won't want it.
I don't think so.
Well, this is something else. 7-0. And we've got 6 minutes of added on time to go. Who's to say there won't be more? Bev Priestman's quote from her press conference: some team is due a good hiding from us when our luck turns. Well, it's 7-0. Her words have come true. Phoenix fans can't believe it. I don't think anyone can.
Sydney certainly have created an uphill battle for themselves. The last 2 games have been really tough games, and you know, Canberra obviously their last game losing 2-0. Canberra sitting at the top of the table, so you kind of put that down to playing against a really good team. So off the back of that, to come and not have the performance that you're looking for, despite the result, I think Sydney's got a lot of work to do to come back from this one.
That's for sure. It's a shell-shock performance. No question. You can see the confidence of the Phoenix players. And you can just see that still after every ball, they want more. One will go out of play, I think, for a goal kick, but even right into the last knockings of this game. I asked you at half-time what the mentality of the Phoenix would be. Would they come out and just try and hold the 3-0 win or go for it? And they've obviously gone for it, haven't they?
I think they've had the opportunity to go for it. I think, at that stage, you don't want to be silly and throw numbers forward unnecessarily, but the goals that they've scored in this first half haven't necessarily come from them throwing numbers forward. I think it's been, some simple errors from Sydney and just being super clinical. I think they've showed over the last couple of games that they have the ability to create opportunities. And now, today, they've shown us that they have the ability to be clinical and to finish those opportunities.
And they're still hungry, and they're still going. Here they come once again. Here's Bott, the captain, who brings it forward once again. Wall. England had begun her run, but Wall couldn't find her. It will be a throw-in. 3 minutes to go in a remarkable game at Porirua Park. Jale fancies it. Goalkeeper Robertson made the save, but it was skidding along the turf, wasn't it?
I knew she was going to shoot from there. Grace Charlie, she'll never miss an opportunity for a shot on goal.
She's looking for a hat-trick, of course, having scored 2.
Yeah, why not? You never know at this point.
That's right. Leon, who's made a real difference, actually, since she's come on. She's been really dangerous. Wall. Samba just holds on to possession and will make her way into the penalty area. Here's Leon again. Crosses deep. The goalkeeper plucks that one out of the air. Tiana Robertson. 2 minutes to go. Robertson's clearance is high and long. Bott underneath that one. Will win the second ball as well. Jale tries to switch it. That one will bounce all the way through, though. We've got another goal kick and a minute or so to go of the 6, with the Phoenix 7-0 up.
7-0 up, and they're still willing to set that really high line to press them, and it's working for them. They'll, you know, they don't win the first ball, they win the second ball in the midfield because they're just putting high pressure on, and Sydney just don't know what to do with it.
They've won the ball high up again, as you say. Wall takes the throw in. Jale in possession. Goes for the return. Will she get it? No. Bott putting the pressure on, winning the ball, and some unfairly, though. Sarah Jones calls the foul. It's a free kick. 30 seconds to go. Here they come again. Sydney with an opportunity, maybe the last word for Sydney. It's going to be a corner kick. And they've probably just got enough time to take it. Phoenix will be very keen to keep a clean sheet here. Here's the corner then. It's very deep, and the volley is high up in the air. Still inside the penalty area, still loose. It's not away yet. Samba heads it out. And what about that? What about that performance from Wellington Phoenix? The final whistle has gone. The fans are absolutely loving it, and quite rightly too, because this is a win for the ages for the Phoenix. They'd only won one in the last 10 games, and they've come away here with a 7-0 win over Sydney. It's been an incredible performance, and everything has gone right for Bev Priestman's charges. What a performance. Almost lost for words.
Yeah, I mean, all the puzzle pieces seem to have just been put together, and, you know, this is an incredible scoreline for the Phoenix. It seems like they've been making up for lost time, and the effort on the field too. You know, they never took their foot off the gas. They were relentless for 90 minutes, and an incredible performance and an incredible result.
Well, we'll speak to Bev Priestman shortly as the two teams shake hands and reflect on what a result that is for the Phoenix. It's almost unprecedented, and almost we're lost for words here because it's incredible. 7-0. We are delighted to be able to speak to the coach who's masterminded this result, Bev Priestman. We'll be talking just shortly. Here she is. Bev, wow. What about that?
Yeah, listen, I think it just shows, I think people can doubt, and you start to doubt yourself whether we can score goals, but it's a lesson in life. I think don't ever let anyone tell you you can't achieve something, and I think the players all week we've worked on scoring, and they went and delivered today, and I think, luck's not been on our side. The bar's gotten away a little bit, but today it was on our side, and that's football.
Hey Bev, just from the very first moment of the game, it looked like the team was on the front foot, defensively, attacking. You were winning everything. Every 50-50 just seemed to be going your way. What did you say to the team before the game, and how did you get them up for this one?
Yeah, I think, in terms of the defending and other parts of the game, I think we've seen that consistently from this team. It was the final third that really has cost us the recent points. But I think, for me, I'm happy for the players. We've got a bye over Christmas. They can enjoy their Christmas dinner. But for us now, we have to kick on, right? I was really pleased more than anything. We kept a clean sheet as well, and I think that's the standards that we have to set for this team.
You can say that again, Bev, and you mentioned in your press comments before the game that you wanted to be sitting down, eating your Christmas dinner with 3 points in the bag. I mean, mission accomplished, and that's a statement for the rest of the league as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and I did say it, that I think somebody was due a good hiding from us. I think our performances have been there, just not in the box. And I think, again, we put a lot of attention on it. They've worked hard, and they've honoured the hard work today out on the pitch.
Yeah, and like you said, you've had the performances over the last couple of games. You've created a lot of chances. And what do you think happened today to just open the floodgates for you? Like, what was the difference?
I think we stuck to the process of scoring goals. I'll never be the coach that, a ball goes over the bar, I'm going to lose it at a player. I think we focused on the process to get the ball into the right area and have people there waiting for it. And I think they did that really, really well. And we've talked about being a club of a season of firsts. And I think I might be wrong, but this might be the most amount of goals this club scored. So it's just another one, like a victory. All those little things, lead you to good places. So we got to stay humble, hard working, and ready to go to another away trip.
Well, many thanks, Bev. You enjoy your Christmas. Thank you very much, and well deserved today.
Thank you very much.
That's Bev Priestman there, the Phoenix coach. Look at these stats, Rosie. 22 shots at goal for the Phoenix, 11 on target. Hit the woodwork 3 times, all in that first period. 75 final third entries. An incredible performance, really.
Yeah, and I think, just hearing from Bev there,